Hi, my name is Prince Michael, and I'm the CEO and founder of McArrow Consult. McArrow Consult is the owner of this amazing product called BizRunTool. And BizRunTool is your all-in-one business cash flow management tool. It's actually intended to be more than that, but because it's on its MVP version, we have streamlined its objective. Okay, so I'm going to log in right now to show us a basic of the MVP version that is currently running on my laptop, after which I will get into the internet and create a sign up and show us how the sign up process is and the entire setup of the application features. Okay, so walk along with me. Now I'm logging into my version in my laptop, and as you can see here, this is the dashboard, the basic dashboard. This is showing basically what this MB version is set to do. Okay, now as you can see clearly, this column shows a few information, very important information. The first one is initial capital investment. Second row, annual expense. Third row, annual inflow. Then the final row shows the total profit and loss. Okay. Now the first column rather shows the actual capital investment. Second column here shows start year's annual expense, annual inflow, and total profit and loss. Then the first fiscal year shows the breakdown of the 3-year payback period. As you can see, the payback period for this amount invested is 3 years. As you can see here, this first row extend down here, and it shows um, the fiscal year 1, fiscal year 2, fiscal year 3. This fiscal year 1 and 2 and 3 shows the breakdown of this $3.4 million to be paid back in 3 years. As you can see, the um, payback period is 36 months, which is equivalent to 3 years. Hence, the details are seen here. Okay, so if you divide this 3.4 million into 3, it will give you this. Okay, then the second row, which is annual expense, shows all of this. The annual inflow shows all of this. Now here is assumed that the startup year is free of any form of payback of the capital um, investment. So payback starts from fiscal year 1. Now this is basically for demonstration purpose. You can choose to set your fiscal year payback. No, you can choose to set your payback period whenever you choose. But for demonstration purpose, I've chosen fiscal year 1 and 36 months, which is equivalent to 3 years. Okay, so the red here shows that fiscal year 1 runs on negative, and the green here shows that fiscal year 2 and year 3 runs on positive. Okay, so this is basically the dashboard for now. Other features of the dashboard will come in as the product is enhanced. Now this is a side menu, and once someone signs up, he's capable of changing the logo from the settings. When he goes into the settings, we're able to change the logo from here, although this for now has not been enabled, but it will be enabled as we progress. So that's why I put your logo. You change your logo, so whatever transaction you do in the future, sending of email and the rest of them, your logo will be showing. And then there's the company, basic company details. Although this is subject to modification, except the capital payback term. This is actually what is seen here on this page, on this row here. Okay, so again on the side menu we have what we call the expense, and under the expense we have the expense list, expense monthly expense report, expense sub channel, and expense channel. Also we have the inflows. Under the inflow we have the inflow list, monthly inflow report, inflow sub channels, and then inflow channels. And then finally we have the CapEx. Under the CapEx we have capital budget list, CapEx budget analysis, and CapEx payback cash flow. Okay, so let's start from the CapEx. Now, basically, the CapEx, just as the name implies, shows where the business owner will enter the names, cost, quantity of items, of the capital expenditure items he or she wants to invest the initial capital into. Okay, irrespective of the kind of business you want to do, every business requires capital expenditures, and that entails initial expense. So everything that will be needed, at least the core that has been identified, will be entered on this page. So that is why, as you can see here, here is the first column, the item code, auto generated. The second item is item. As you can see here, this, for this purpose we thought of setting up a studio, so hence you're seeing cameras and all the rest of them. Camera flash, quantity 1, budgeted cost, purchase cost. At this point, just for purpose of demonstration, even though at the bottom, I think somewhere at the bottom I have added some cost. Okay, let's just begin with this one. Okay, now here we have expenditures. By default, all of this here is supposed to be under expenditure because we are focusing here first as capital expenditure. So everything here is supposed to be under expenditure. Forgive me, I was testing to see that there will be grouping in the entire application. So by default, all of this will be there. So like I said, this is column for expenditure, sorry, column for items that we bought, the quantity, budgeted cost. Let me go back to the top. Budgeted cost, purchase cost, total budget cost, total budget cost, yes, total purchase cost. Okay, so as you progress, the system automatically puts them under the the group where it belongs. Down here is where you enable, where that enables you to edit. Now if your screen is wider than mine, everything will show. If your screen is wider than mine, all of this here will show. Okay, now below, beside the capital expenditure budget list, we have the CapEx payback analysis. Now you spent about 3.4 million to buy all of these things that are listed here, about 40 of them. Spent about $3.4 million to buy all of these items. So the essence of this page is to do a calculation of the period, the payback term, which is 36 months. Remember, I showed us at the company page where we had it at 6 months. Now, this page shows the analysis of the payback. Okay, yes, it is 36 months, but what we did here is instead of showing 3 years, right, we divided the item by 36. Okay, so if you see here, if you see here, this is 200 $200. That is the purchase cost, and the total item is one, so we have 200. Okay, so if we try to get, okay, let me get a calculator. Let me get a calculator. 200 divided by 30. Okay, you see now, 200 divided by 200 divided by 36. Now you say, why 36? Remember, 36 represent 3 years. We have on this page January in the print version, so everything will show clearly. So we have January to December. This is 1 year. January to December here represent 1 year, and we have 3 years. So if we say this is 1 year, and then 1 year again, let me reset my stuff. So this is 1 year, then another 1 year, another 1 year. So we now, it fell to this to make it 36 months. Okay, so for the product that already have cost attached to them, like the camera lens I've used to demonstrate, so that in 3 years you'll be paying back $5,555.56. Okay, for the camera. If you come here, you spend 44,400. So all of this cumulatively, when you come down here, you see how much you'll be paying back every month for this amount for the period of 3 years. Okay, so if you set your payback time, if you set your payback time to be 4 years, it now becomes how many months? 36 plus 2 gives you 48 months. So instead of dividing each of these costs, by 36 as I did, we'll now be dividing them with 48. Okay, so it now means that your payback time will be 4 years. So that is how we got this payback spread into 3 years, represented here with by the month. Okay, now last on the capex is this, which also looks like what we have on the other page but summarized. So in this case, we added the monthly payback per item, as you can see here. Let me take us back here. Okay, so here every month we're paying back $94,444.44 every month, right? Of the capital expenditures. Okay, now let's assume you've started running your business. Every month your business runs some level of expense. The system captures it. Every month your system runs some level of inflow. The system captures it. Now how do you now determine your net, your profit or loss at the end of the month. Okay, it's simply this. Remember, your capital expenditure is an expense, and your monthly expense also, which of course has to do with your operational costs and all the rest of them, is also an expense. So you sum these two together, sum these two rows together. Sorry, sum these rows together, and then subtract whatever it you get there from your inflow. So that is how we got this. Okay, so for this one to be positive, it now becomes $495 minus, in bracket, 77,000 plus 94,000, address of them. Okay, so okay, if I use the calculator, okay, we clear this. I don't know if this is gonna do it properly. I don't think so. Minus this. I don't think so. Plus this. To give us, no. Okay, so what we'll do first is this. This plus this equals to this. Okay, so we now have 17444.73. Okay, so memorize it. 171,444.73. Okay, 171,444.73. Now we'll bring this, we'll clear, minus 171,444.43, I believe that, equals to, so you see, it gives us 323,555. Oh, I must have made a mistake here, but we are virtually there. It gives us 333 and 323,555, as you can see here, 0.57. Okay, so this is basically how this is gotten. So apply it to the rest of the columns. Now this other page also shows us the, don't mind this, I think I need to do some SQL query here using the if null statement to remove this. Okay, but this is not obtainable in the actual live version. Okay, so now I'm going to show us how to log in or create an account here, because we are right now on the live version online. So to view the application, simply go to bizruntool.macariel.com/MVP. Okay, to bring you to this page. And now, since you don't have an account here, we'll create an account. You click on this to create an account, and then login. Okay, so let's create one. Say my first account. You can put any number there. Then I'm going to use my email address. here I'll put in my password, and then I affirm. Now the system checks your password to be sure it's as expected. Okay, then I log in. Sorry, I register. Okay, it says thank you. Your user registration was successful. To complete your registration, kindly check your mailbox, spam box for activation link. So I'm going to check my mail now and then activate my account. Okay, so if I do that, I click on back home first, so it will take me to the login page. Now, but I won't log in yet until I've activated my account, because if I try to activate my account now, it will here my account has shown. Okay, so as you can see, my account is here already. So all I need to do is click on. It's important you note this date, sorry, this code, as it may be needed in the future. Okay, so activate my code, my account rather. So your account has been activated successfully. You can now log in. Okay, so I log in. Now, to make the system quite easy, we created a process that an automated process that will make entry or setup a bit quite easy for new users. Okay, so depending on the business you want to do, let me assume I want to do computer-based business. So I'll select here computer or whatever I want to do. Just select the type there and then enter your business name. Okay, so I'll put MacAuriel Computers. Okay, now my address is my business address, whatever it is, put it there because it's quite important. Phone number, I can still repeat the phone number I used before. Email address, I can still repeat the email address I used before or put whatever I want. My city, put my city, put my state, and then select the country. Okay. Now, if you're not sure of your postcode, you can just leave this like that. But if you know it, add it. Now, everything that is submitted here remains private and confidential. We don't sell email. We don't use anybody's email for a commercial purpose to selling it to others. No, no, please. Your privacy remains private. We can only send you updates of product that we have. Now, I'm going to click the apply. Followed by this, it will take me to other processes, 6 processes actually. This is the first one. So you can choose say no. Say profile created successfully. Now, the next thing is asking me here is expense channel. And what does expense channel means? Expense channel, okay, I simply click on this question here. As you can see, say to learn more about each field, click on the help icon before the field name. So this pop up here said expense channels are the channels or mediums from where expenses are incurred. For example, electricity bills, transportation, salaries, etc. So now remember, this is your capital expenditures. Okay, so we're going to focus more on that. Sorry, this is expense, not capital. We're not getting to capital yet. This is expense. So we're going to focus more on our operational costs. In this case, not our capital expenditures. So I'm going to put salaries here, and then I'll select fixed expense, because every month I have to pay salaries. Okay, that goes. Now I'm expected to enter at least 2. So the next I'll put transportation. Now whether I own my own car or not, I expense some form of a. Okay, sorry there. Sorry. Now, initially I made it 2, but I now made it 1. So that's why you're seeing add expense of channel. So we added expense channel. So what should not be the sub? Sub here can be so January. Sorry for that. January salaries. January salaries. Okay. Now, while this is going on, let me just show us what a bit of that is. Let's go back here. Let's go back to our list. You can see. So this is my expense. As you can see here, intercity transportation, monthly fuel subsidy. So this is what this is doing for us. Okay, this is what it's doing for us. So when we have all of this clearly stated there, the system will be able to allocate each of the costs to their own table based on where they belong. As you can see here, this is in intercity transportation. Everything that has to do with intercity transportation comes under this grouping. So this other grouping shows everything that has to do with monthly fuel supply. This is where it comes in, irrespective of whatever it costs. It comes in under here, okay, and the system captures it. Now we'll add that. So for this, we have added January salaries. So whenever you pay salaries in January, they all are captured here. If we have added February, all February salaries are added here. So each month you add, as you pay salary for that month, the system captures it and group it there. So you don't need to start doing any manual process for yourself. The system does all of this for you. Okay, and this is the expense channel code. So the next we'll look at now is inflow. Okay, so remember we plan to set up a computer shop. Okay, now what are the channels from which capital fund will be flowing into our business? One of it is computer sales, one of it is computer repairs, one of it is consultancy, and whatever. So here we can see computer sales. Okay, and then we can put it under customer payment, because customer paid for computer sales. Okay, then if you now say inflow sub name, what is the inflow sub name? This is computer sales. Now there's different brand of computers. You have Dell, you have HP, you have quite, you even have the cloned computers. So when you say computer sales, how do you now differentiate in the cost of your uh, doing your analysis? How do you know which money goes to HP computers, which money coming from Dell, which money coming from clone systems, and the rest? So this is where you do that. So here we'll say HP computers. Simple. If it is Dell, you put Dell computers. Excuse me for that. If it is clone or whatever name you want to put, you put that, and then you submit. Okay. Now the last here now is your capital expenditure budget, and we're expected to enter at least 6 of them. Okay. So of course, before we start off our business, we must rent a space, office, space renting. Okay. Now here I will select capital expenditure because it is a major. If you even if you are buying the building, it's still part of your capital expenditure, depending on whatever it is you are paying for. One. Now here, at this juncture, is assumed that I want to. Um, I'm not. I don't have the money yet, but I'm projecting how much it will cost. So I take out my time, I do my inquiries, and I'm told that annually I will be spending 1.4 1.4 annually for my expected office. So I know that. But if I have actually paid for the rent, then I can note it here. But for now, let's focus on the budget cost. I enter that. Okay. It's my capture it. See, it has captured it under expenditure. Then the next thing I will do is I'll add is say office tables. Office tables. I still put them under expenditure. Now office tables I could say 5. Okay, and per cost 50,000. Put it there. Okay, now I see as I'm adding all of this, the system is calculating my total budget cost. Okay, now when I also add the purchase cost, it will do the same here. Then the next thing here is say office chairs. Office chairs, I put it as 5 too, and I'll add it. Then the next is certainly, yes, I'm going to be selling computers, but I also need computers to help us capture details. Computers. Okay, desktop computers. Put it as 5 as well. 200. Then the followed. I'm gonna put printer. Printer, make it 1. Okay. Laser printer. Laser. Okay. Congratulations. Okay, you have successfully set up your basic BizRunTool account. You will now be redirected to the dashboard. Okay, so we are now set to start using our system. As you can see, we've not run into any expense yet. We've not done any type of transaction, so our system is purely plain 0, 0, 0 or true. Okay, so if we now go back to the side here, we'll see our budget capital budget list. As you can see here, no, we've not purchased yet. Now when you purchase, you use these buttons here to update your payment. Okay, Now if we go here, we see that it has also given us this. Okay, but because no inflows have come yet, no payback plan yet, then let's get to the expense list. Now you see that at the expense list you virtually have nothing there because you've not incurred any expense yet. Okay, now to add expense, you click on add expense text. But before I go there, let me first show us the expense channels first. So assuming you now want to add more expense subs, right, to this salary. So you want to add February payment, sorry, February salary, March salary, April, for example. Okay, let me add February salary here. What do I do? I remove this. February salary. Remember, it's under salaries here. That's it. Okay. So that's basically it. Then if I now come to my expense sublist, I can now start adding my expenses. Okay. So okay, now I've started running my business, and at the end of the month, I want to just say we have started business, even though we've not sold anything yet. We've not sold anything yet, but we've hired our staff and we're doing internal operations just to make sure everything is set. And the first month is gone, which is January, and I want to make payment. I click on add expense, payment of January salaries to staff. Okay, now you enter whatever is spent. Already this is here, so you cannot add anything here. You can now you can select dates, whatever dates, right? So you are adding here, you are adding here, you are selecting a date, and then you submit, and then it shows here. Okay, so this is basically how to add expense. Now this is your, as you can see, it has brought us to expense page, which is this. Remember when we came here first, there was nothing. It was telling us to add expense, but now we finally added an expense, so we are brought here. So finally, let's look at the inflows. So beginning with the inflow list, as you can see, also in the inflow, nothing here. Now let's look at inflow monthly report, nothing here. But if you come to the inflow channels, you have stuff, right? If you also come to inflow sub, you have HP computers, which is part of the computer sales. Okay, so let's go back to inflow. So let's assume now we finally bought the second computer and want to add, which is DexJet. Want to add the sorry, not DexJet. Want to add the Dell computer. We click on that and add. Initial one was HP, but with this time we're not adding HP again. We're adding Dell. Okay, Dell is on Dell is under computer sales. Okay, so we have Dell computer, we have HP computer. Okay, now assume you have started sales. Okay, so let's just copy this. You bought two computers now and you want to start selling. Now I mistakenly clicked on HP instead of Dell, so I'm going to change this one to HP. Okay, so sale of 10 HP computers. Okay, sale of 10 HP computers. How much? Now we are going to modify this by adding quantity, and then the system will do the automatic auto calculation. But for now, let's just flow first, and then sold it today, and then you add. Okay, so now if we could come back here, see it takes us to inflows. It takes us now to our inflow page that showed us before that we have had no inflows yet. So right now, you see, we have sold computers, and then it has captured it. So any other HP computer you sell comes under this heading, under this row grouping. Okay, so this is basically how the system functions for now. We're still working on it, but test it and see how it will help grow your business. And feel free to give us your responses, and we are sure to make it a holistic system for you. Thank you, and remain blessed.